Clinical assessment of muscular power has usually been done on a cycloergometer shown there on the picture on the left. It is commonly a 30-second maximal effort cycling test and has become a staple in the world of fitness and exercise science for the assessment of human performance. It is so popular that we even had a joke among our students that unless you do the test at one point in your undergraduate studies, you don't really deserve to graduate, as it would likely be one of the hardest 30 seconds of your life. And as a fitness professional, you have to experience that. About 4 years ago, I did the test for the first time myself, and I was really disappointed in my performance. As a previous track and field athlete, I felt like I was cheated, and I would do so much better sprinting instead of cycling. So naturally, the purpose of my study was to compare the 30-second cycling test to that done on a treadmill, shown there on the right, which is a novel device that allows self-propelled sprinting. So in terms of my methods, I had 20 male and 20 female participants who I'm really grateful for, and they visited the lab on 3 different occasions. On day 1, they performed short sprints on either the cycle or the treadmill, and that allowed me to figure out what is their optimal condition for peak power production. So in short, power production is the product of how fast you're able to cycle or run and the corresponding resistance on the device. So day 2 and 3, they performed a 30-second test on either the cycle or the treadmill at their individual optimized load. In terms of the results, here you can see we had 5-second averages of the whole duration of the test with 6 different time points, with blue being the cycle and black being the treadmill. So as you can see, they follow a very predictable and very similar pattern, with cycle actually eliciting greater power output than the treadmill. On the flip side, in terms of how their bodies responded, on the treadmill they had a higher maximal heart rate and a higher maximal lactate blood concentration, which just tells us that their bodies perceive the treadmill sprinting to be harder than the cycling. So in conclusion, I was wrong. The people who are better on the cycle, they are probably better on the treadmill as well. And it comes down to preference, because the point of this test is you want to get maximal effort out of it. So you want to use the test that they feel most comfortable with. So I had 70% of my participants actually prefer the treadmill over the cycle, and they were not even athletes. They were just generally active people. So future research could use the results of my study to decide whether to use the treadmill or the cycle, and the treadmill just seems to be a more natural, a more specific modality for most athletes in most sports. Or perhaps it is time for the treadmill to be the new great equalizer in determining who can graduate from our program, as it would likely be an even worse 30 seconds of your life than doing it on a cycloergometer.